Hey y'all, this is Amanda and welcome back to my Texas Zone 8A garden, and today we are getting started on the front porch to deck it out fully for Christmas. Before I get started on today's project, I'm going to go ahead and just get the whole porch cleaned up. I like to pull everything out of the porch area. I like to make sure that everything's dusted off. I use my leaf blower all the time instead of actually sweeping with a broom. And I like to clear everything off so I have a nice, clean, fresh space to begin with. Okay, so we've got the front porch cleared up, and what I'm going to be doing right now is these planters are obviously done for the season, as we've had several freezes at this point. And so I'm going to go ahead and cut back the plants in here, being careful not to damage my drip lines that I have in here. And I'm not pulling the plants and the root balls out at this point because I want to leave them in there because I'm going to be adding in here. I'm going to be pushing some fake evergreen branches and decor into this. So I want to keep the soil nice and compacted instead of pulling up the roots and loosening everything up. Now I'm also leaving this oxalis in here, which is supposed to be a perennial. We'll see if it comes back. I ended up really loving it this year. All right. Okay, you may recall that I had these tomato cages for ghosts this last year. And so I wanted to repurpose them and utilize them in these containers as Christmas trees. So what I think I'm going to do is put one in here, and then I've got some just basic garden stakes. I'm going to come in, I'm going to pin these down, use 3 stakes. Pin these down, and then I'm going to wrap these with fairy lights. And then I think once that is done, I'm going to add a bunch of silk greenery, evergreens, berries, that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and get this wrapped up with lights and see what it looks like. Now I apologize that my voice is so tired. I've been pretty sick with the flu, and it has just wreaked havoc on my system. And so even though I feel a million times better, my energy level is just exhausted. Now, these will not look like perfect Christmas trees, but they'll give the basic idea. And I love the idea of repurposing something. I think it's super fun. Okay, sweet. Now let's look at adding in some of the evergreen greenery. Okay, so I have a whole bunch of evergreens, and these are all faux branches that I've had for years. I like to collect them at the end of the season when everything's like 80% off. And what I'm wanting to do is kind of disguise these brown pots a little bit. So I'm going to kind of have the greenery drape over the front a little bit. And I'm going to work back and forth between the two pots because I don't have like the exact number of greenery to go on each side, if that makes sense. So I'll go back and forth between them, filling in the bases of them with greenery first, and then we'll go back and add kind of accent stuff. See how I'm just kind of like bending the branch at an angle to kind of disguise a little bit. I'm going to add, I think at this point, I'm going to go towards the snowy branches to kind of layer on top because these are the branches that are higher and will have caught the snow. A lot of these I've had for a decade. And I love saving and reusing them. Some snowier branches, longer stems into the middle, just to give me a little bit of height in here. Okay, and then last thing, I have a few sugar cones that I'm going to tuck in. Now, these will do great outside. They're wonderful. But you can see how I work back and forth. I don't just do one at a time or one at a time. I'm working back and forth, and that allows me to create a little bit more of a balanced design. So if you're trying to make matching pieces, keep something like that in mind. Okay, I debated adding some red, but I don't think I am. I've got a lot of red accents in other places that are going to go on the porch. And I did want to point out one of the things I'm going to be doing is, so I've created these two pieces, right? And they have a very distinct look. Well, I have additional branches and stuff, and I'm going to be creating a smaller, similar idea in existing pots that don't have any plants in them right now, but I'll be adding these branches and filling them out to create beautiful accents that I'm going to be putting on the side porch that'll turn and, you know, kind of go back with these so everything kind of works together. So there's one more element I want to show you and get your thoughts on. Okay, so these are left over from the Christmas tree that I typically put in my bedroom every year, but we're not doing that this year because we now have a treadmill there. There's not room for a Christmas tree. What do we think? I think yes. I think 3 of them. Okay, I'm going to get some wire and wire these on. Let's see how they look. Okay, y'all. I'm pretty obsessed with them. What I'm most obsessed with is that I actually already owned all this stuff. So I didn't buy anything new for these. Which, you know, growing up as a kid, my mom always used to just hand us a bunch of junk and supplies. We'd make stuff all the time. That's where this kind of stuff comes from. I just worked with what I had. Awesome. It's looking really good. Okay, so I will definitely come out here later this evening with the lights turned on and show you guys what they look like lit up. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial video on these front planters. I am obsessed with them. I absolutely love them. Really thrilled how they turned out. I'm also thrilled that I'm not thoroughly exhausted yet. So I might go ahead and start working on the next part of the porch. So this is part 1 of the porch winter makeover. And then part 2 will be coming out tomorrow. As always, she's a mad gardener or decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.